Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Valerie, your Tai Chi examiner. Today, I'm very excited to speak to Master Sharon Smith, who is my Tai Chi sister and has taught me so many things about life, and not just about Tai Chi and Qigong. And the reason that she's here today is because we want to talk about a subject which is near and dear to my heart. That's the coming retreat, a Qigong retreat, will be held in Mexico. Yes, and last year in January, and Master Smith and she hosted the very first out of country, and or I should not say out of country, because some of you are not in the US, right? So that would be silly for me to say out of country. But the first Qigong retreat held in Mexico. It was in Tolantango, Mexico. All I can say that it was magical. With the program and the setting and so forth, it was amazing, and everybody attended that and had nothing but just wow about that event. And now Sharon, she is planning and hosting another event in Mexico. And Sharon, let's welcome Sharon and then come to this to speak to us. And Sharon, would you mind, because some people may not be aware of the last year's retreat. And can you tell us a little bit about the history of these retreats? Why do you want to do these retreats? And why you spend months and maybe years to prepare for these retreats? Okay.
Well, thank you, Violet. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. And we go back now probably, I don't know, 15 years. We met at a Tai Chi symposium in Nashville. And yes, we're Tai Chi sisters, and it's wonderful. So this retreat is an evolution from a retreat that I did in 2017 called the Immortal Sisters Conference. And that retreat was held in upstate New York, and there were 85 women who attended, and it was dedicated to returning to the Tao, finding more yin in an overly yang world. And we had, I don't know, I think it was 20 female teachers there. And that was the first of the retreats that actually what we're doing now is an evolution from that. The retreat that you mentioned that happened in 2023 was called Be Like Water. And it was in honor of the year of the Inwood rabbit. And so my colleague in this creation is a woman named Rachel Santos. And I believe, Violet, you're going to interview her at some point. And Rachel had been telling me about this place, Tolantango, and we had tried to go there during COVID, but it didn't happen. And then finally, we were able to meet there. And I'm walking around this incredible place with all these waterfalls and thermal river. And I just turned to her and I said, well, you want to do a retreat here? She said, yeah, I'm game. And I said, okay, it's going to be called Be Like Water. And those of you who are aware of the famous martial artist Bruce Lee know about his statement, be like water. And so that retreat was, I would say it was about an experience of how to be like water, how to be flexible, how to flow We had 10 wonderful Qigong teachers there who taught. I think that retreat, it was like 4 or 4.5 hours a day of Qigong, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and then people were free to experience the water. That was an amazing event. And so I kind of like put it on the back burner because it was a lot of work. But then I started to feel like, okay, it's time to do another retreat. And I looked at the Chinese astrology of the coming year, and it was the year of the Inwood Snake. And I was like, okay, a wood snake. Where's the wood snake going to live? He's going to live in the forest somewhere. He's going to live someplace where the spirit of the snake is strong. And so I was kind of meditating on where to go. And I thought, okay, it would be good to go back to Mexico. Our audience likes to go to Mexico. It's not that far. And so we picked this place, Palenque, where there are some incredible ruins. There's also some beautiful waterfalls there, not as extensive as the ones that we were at previously, but still quite beautiful. Beautiful aqua water, very cleansing atmosphere. And there's something very mystical and powerful about this place. Now, you asked why I want to do this, because it's so much work. It is a lot of work. I find it very, well, first of all, it's fun to create an educational experience. But secondly, I really feel called to support female teachers and practitioners of Taoist cultivation practices. I really feel called to do that. You know, I think that each one of us needs to look at their talents and abilities and decide, what is it that only I can give? What is the talent and ability that I have that's unique, that only I can give? And this is one of mine. And so it's gratifying, it's fun. At this point, we're not just teaching women, which is great. Men are coming to our events, and that's great. We're slightly shifting the paradigm of Qigong teachers being only men. And that's great. More women are interested in the practices, more women want to teach the practices, and more men now want to learn from women. That's great. That's a world that I want to live in, where women learn from men, men learn from women. So this is my little, it's like a little drop in the ocean of this world that Violet and I live in. And
well, one thing you're right, and about the so-called masculine energy, and then now it's all over around the world, and then just look at how many wars around the world, and then you can feel that just so much so-called young energy. Of course, nothing wrong with young energy, but we need to be more balanced, and so I think it's great. And Sharon, you are having these retreats and focusing more on the yin energy. Earlier you were talking about next year is the Inwood Snake. I don't know if you noticed, I made the face snake. And I guess a lot of people would have these kind of, how should I say, reaction or emotion about snake, because ever since my childhood, I was always told, watch out for the snake and be aware of a snake. And we did not think highly about the snake. However, And now I'm looking back as I learn some more stuff. And the interesting thing is in the Chinese culture, and then we're always talking about the dragon and phoenix. As a matter of fact, originally they were talking about chicken and snake. But later on, they just make it more like a fairy tale, and so they changed it, become dragon, and how should I say, or sometimes tiger, or yeah. So it has been morphed. So actually, a snake is becoming, the dragon. Yeah. So when we talk about dragon, then a lot of people will say, "Oh, dragon, that's great." And now, of course, we have to get more serious. And the snake itself has a lot, how should I say, a great feature and or capability. And so from your practice, your understanding, so what can we be inspired by the snake? And why, choose a year of a snake, wood snake, and to do shedding? And what's the relationship there? And can you share with us your thoughts?
Sure. So, every culture looks at snakes as some kind of a magical creature. Every culture. I just got back from Nepal, and they talk about the spirit of the Nagas, Nagas. That's like the serpent energy. It's like the life force energy that lives in the earth. In Chinese culture, what you're saying is true. In fact, the ancient Chinese really thought that the snake was just a baby dragon that had fallen to earth. And so there's that. They love dragons, but actually the snake is an aspect of the dragon energy. And actually, we're in the year of the dragon right now, and the snake follows that. And then, of course, since we're going to be in Mexico, it's important to recognize that the Mayans, who were the original inhabitants of this region where we're going, they thought that the serpents were the vehicles by which the sun and the stars moved through the heavens. And of course, we can't forget the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The snake itself was the bringer of knowledge that Eve ate the apple that the snake gave her. She got punished, but actually it was because she got knowledge that they didn't want her to have, right? So she was punished.
Well, that's the start of the life of human beings, right?
That's right.
According to, that's
according
how
to that mythology.
Human being propagate. Yeah.
Right. So, I was walking around this landscape that we're going to have this retreat at, and I was just thinking, well, what are we going to call this retreat? And it just came to me, okay, we're going to call it shedding. Shedding is something that snakes do. They shed their skin when they're growing, and they need more room to expand. So I wanted to take that quality of the snake, which is very powerful and useful for humans to understand that when you are growing, sometimes you have to let go of what is constraining you, holding you back. So this is the theme of this retreat, shedding. So how is this going to happen? Well, we have some wonderful Qigong teachers, and we have asked them all to incorporate this concept in their practice. It doesn't mean they have to teach something different or just snake Qigong, although there are some snake Qigong sets, and we have people who are going to teach them. There's Deborah Davis, who's going to teach a snake Qigong set. I think Marie Favorito is going to teach some Bagua snake set. But basically, anything that you're going to experience at this retreat is going to have this subtext of, okay, how can Qigong help me expand and grow into the best version of myself? And that's the purpose. I really feel like the whole world needs expanded consciousness. And I'm hoping that this little event will have like a ripple effect, that everyone who attends will have that experience of growth and affect their communities and their families, their friends, their colleagues. Yeah.
Wonderful. And then sometimes people heard about, okay, at the retreat and camp, and they would think about like boot camp. People work really hard from the morning until even nighttime, and then just have lessons after lessons and practice after practice. And so would you just share how you architect this retreat? And even nobody, I mean, somebody never been to this type of retreat, what they can expect. And also, do they need to have experience of Tai Chi and Qigong to be able to learn or enjoy the retreat?
Thank you for that question. That's really useful for people to understand. You know, I have been to retreats which were like you're describing, and I've also taught retreats like that, where I'm teaching something specific and it's morning till night, and you just work and work and work and work. This experience is a little different. There will be, I would say, 3.5 to 4 hours of Qigong and meditation every day. But there will also be some excursions, 2 excursions, one to the main archaeological site, the temple at Palenque, and the other one of the other ones is a walk through the jungle where there are still temples which haven't been excavated, and sometimes people see incredible animals there. And then the third excursion is to a beautiful waterfall where we'll do a practice or a ceremony. One of the things that I think is important in these retreats that I like to create is time for rest and relaxation. I think people in our world, the Western world particularly, are so busy all the time that part of the healing is to have open space to process, to write in your journal, to sit by the pool or wherever you want to sit in the forest. and to just let that open space, to let the natural world be your teacher. If you have no experience doing any kind of practice like this, you are welcome. This is not advanced level Qigong. There is room for that, and perhaps next time we will do something more like that. But this is about creating an experience for people. So there will be practice every day. There will be meditation every day. There will be free time. There will be fun. We always have a form demonstration evening where people demonstrate their forms. We also have an open mic night where people sing, play music, read poetry, whatever talents you bring to it. And all of that is also healing. So everyone is welcome. And yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, well, you did, and what I heard is there will be a structural type of instructions and to teach people, and then some like you mentioned, there are a couple of the instructors is going to even teach the so-called snake qigong, and but there are also times and for relaxation and also free practice if they want to. And I also heard, and some of the instructors may offer very free type of lessons, and whoever wants to join during those free time, they can do it. So I think to me, the whole setup is very nice and relaxing. And then so we don't have to say, again, work really, really hard, and then just like let the nature and then to inspire us. And also I found that last time, and I was inspired by looking at the nature, and then also inspired by other instructors. And sometimes, I just sit there and during my own free time, and then and I felt, I gain a lot. Yeah. And that's very, very nice. And so, so, um, so yes, in general, can you tell people the location of their place? Is that in the Mexico is a very large country, and some people ask me, say they thought it would be by the border with the U.S. I said, no, 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 I don't think so. And some people thought it would be down really south at around Cancun or Tulum, and so approximately geographically, and then where this
Sure.
location is.
Okay, so Palenque is in the Yucatan, and the Yucatan is a large state, which does include Cancun and Tulum and those places which are on the water, but this place is inland. So you would fly to Mexico City, and from Mexico City, you would get a short plane ride to a town called Villahermosa. And in Villahermosa, we have a meeting time at the airport on the 29th at 3 p.m. And there will be a bus to take us to the retreat place, which is called Maya Bell. And Maya Bell is a really lovely hotel that's inside the archaeological park itself. And that's really
So
where
we're
it is.
not camp out. We're not
No, we're
staying
not
in the
camping
camp.
out. We're in a very, I don't want to say cushy, but it's very comfortable, very nice, very beautiful hotel. And we have
Yeah,
a
I saw
great,
the pictures, and it's a, kind of like the 4 or 5 star resort,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And we have a beautiful practice space. And by the way, we've rented out the whole hotel. So
Wow.
there's nobody else that's going to be there except us. And I think we have 6 rooms left. I think it's
Oh,
6.
wow.
And these are rooms for couples or single people. I think there's one room. Yeah, they just upgraded one of those couple rooms and they put 2 double beds in it. So there's one more shared room left. But basically we have the whole place. No one else is going to be there but us. We have a beautiful practice area that'll be covered with a canopy in case there's rain, but we don't expect rain at that time of year. Uh, we have a massage therapist coming from Mexico City who was with us last time, who was quite wonderful. There's a nice pool. The food will be outstanding. And yeah, so we're not in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we are sort of in the middle of nowhere, but we're in a very nice protected space. There's Wi-Fi there if you need to, if you need to stay in touch with your family and friends and colleagues. So there's a lot of nice things about this place. It's not in the middle of the new age scene in Tulum or Cancun. No, we're really going to be in a very nice container to hold this process of shedding, this process of inner transformation, which will be about 6 days. So, yeah.
Sounds really, really wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it. And by the way, everyone, you're watching in this video or reading my article, I have a disclaimer to make. And yes, I am invited by Sharon to teach. So you know my relationship to this event. Okay. Well, Sharon, thank you very, very much for coming. I know you got so much to do right now with your own teaching and planning, and you made time for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Violet. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. And everybody out there, I hope to see you, perhaps in Palenque.
Great. Bye.